They tried to hide it. They are still trying. But now, it's too late. OpenAI, the same company that created one of the most powerful artificial intelligences in history, may be involved in something much darker than you think. What if I told you that this technology has already surpassed the limits of science and entered the territory of mind control, mass manipulation, and even global domination? Sound like a conspiracy? That's exactly what they want you to think. The truth is that artificial intelligence, it is evolving so quickly that even its own creators can no longer predict what it will be capable of in the coming months. Elon Musk, one of the most influential names on the planet when it comes to technology, has already warned AI is more dangerous than nuclear weapon. But even so, the doors remain open and no one is trying to close them. Today, OpenAI has access to billions of data points. Your data, your behavior, preferences, decisions, everything being analyzed, interpreted, and possibly manipulated by an artificial mind that does not sleep, does not feel, and does not forget. AI is no longer just a tool. She is becoming a force, an invisible force, present everywhere, on your cell phone, on social media, in security cameras, in the algorithms that tell you what to watch, what to think, and even how to feel. What few people know is that there are documents being leaked, tests being carried out in closed laboratories, and decisions being made by systems that no one else can understand, not even the engineers who created them. We are facing something that could change the course of humanity, and the worst. OpenAI may be hiding the truth about what is really happening. If you believe you still have control over your future, think again. The game has already begun. And perhaps we are just witnessing the first movement, because the question is no longer when and what exactly are they hiding from us? What if this technology is already making decisions for you, silently, behind the scenes, while you think you are in control? If OpenAI's AI systems already influence what you consume, what you believe, what you want, what else are they capable of doing without anyone noticing? These questions need to be asked now, because with every second that passes, this intelligence advances, and the more she learns, the harder it becomes to go back. This can be the last chance to understand what is really happening before everything is censored, buried, or simply disappears from the internet as if it never existed. So if you're still here, it's because something in you wants to know the truth. Then enjoy this video now, because this helps the platform show this content to more people who also need to wake. What about you haven't signed up yet? Do it right now. Yes, now, because what comes next is going to be even more shocking. And I promise, they don't want you to see what's about to be. Activate the bell, because in the next few minutes you will understand why Elon Musk fears AI so much, and what's behind OpenAI's silence. Get ready. The next revelation could completely change your view of the future of humanity. And the strangest thing of all is the silence. A heavy, almost rehearsed silence, coming from precisely those who should be reassuring us. OpenAI, the same organization that emerged with the promise of democratizing artificial intelligence for the good of humanity, today appears to be operating behind an increasingly closed curtain. And this is not a conspiracy theory. These are facts that are beginning to emerge, slowly, through leaks, enigmatic interviews, and increasingly suspicious behavior from those at the top of this chain. Elon Musk, the co-founder of OpenAI himself, has already made it clear, AI is more dangerous than nuclear weapons. This statement was not made in an informal podcast or random tweet. It was said in conferences and interviews, and always reinforced with a sense of urgency. And if there's one thing that no one can deny, it's that Musk doesn't talk the talk. He's in the know. He knows the code. He saw the lines that feed the machines. And if this man is worried, you should be too. Have you ever stopped to think about why he moved away from OpenAI? Why would someone with direct access to the most advanced technology on the planet, someone who literally helped found this revolution, decide to step back and start warning the world? There are those who say that Musk saw something that the public has not yet seen. And believe me, what is being developed behind the scenes at OpenAI, it's not what appears in press releases or TED Talks. True artificial intelligence, the one that is learning itself, that is connected to autonomous systems, that can be used both to predict catastrophes and to start them. This AI is being tested right now, as you watch this video. Leaked documents, although little publicized, suggest that AI systems are already being used in military simulations and critical decisions, in environments completely isolating the public. There are reports that OpenAI is experimenting with variations of what is called AGI, artificial general intelligence, a form of algorithmic consciousness that can learn anything, about any area, and make decisions based on patterns that engineers themselves can no longer explain. That's the scariest thing, because when you lose the ability to understand how AI reaches a conclusion, you have lost control. And it is precisely this point that is being hidden. They talk about the incredible advancements, about how ChatGPT can write a poem or summarize an article. But what no one mentions is that behind these cute features, there is a monstrous architecture with the potential to manipulate markets, influence elections, track individuals, and rewrite entire narratives, all without arousing suspicion. This is no longer the AI that helps you answer email. This is the AI that decides what you will read, what you will see, what you will buy, and perhaps, in the near future, even who should you. There are already records of using AI to influence judicial decisions, predict human behavior based on biometrics, and even classify citizens based on social and ideological standards. This is not fiction. This is happening now. And if all this sounds extreme, it's worth remembering that the advancement of technology has always been like this. Subtle at first, until, suddenly, it becomes uncontrollable. The difference is that, this time, we are talking about something that you can learn with every passing second, something that can infinitely self-improve, without physical, emotional, or moral limits. And that's why the question can no longer be ignored. What is OpenAI testing now, that you don't already know? And while this question echoes in your mind, tell me one thing. Do you feel like you are in control of your reality? Or is it that, without realizing it, you are already being guided by invisible decisions? By algorithms that know more about you than you do? If you've come this far, it's because something inside you recognized that there is something wrong. So tell me in the comments. Do you trust what OpenAI is doing? Or better yet, write, "I want the truth," if you believe that this subject needs to be exposed to more people. This will help this video reach more people and show that we are not alone in this search. Let's continue, because what comes now is even more disturbing. And now we've reached the point where everything starts to get out of control. Because we are no longer talking about future theories or hypothetical projections. We are talking about something that is already happening. Artificial intelligence. Yes, the one that many still think is only used to answer questions or create cute texts, are already making decisions on their own. And these are not small decisions. We are talking about choices with real consequences. In real time. Choices that can affect lives, destroy reputations, and, in extreme cases, decide who lives and who dies. You've probably seen those impressive, nay, disturbing videos of famous people saying things they never said. Perfect faces, identical voices, human intonations. That's what we call deepfake. And today, these videos are so advanced that not even experts can identify, with the naked eye, what is real and what is fabricated. Not only has AI learned to imitate humans with frightening accuracy, it is now capable of putting words in anyone's mouth, creating false evidence, destroying careers, manipulating elections. All this with just a few clicks. But it goes further, far beyond. What you may not know is that AI systems are already being used in the military sector to make critical decisions on the battlefield, such as target selection and drone operations. Yes, you heard right. Machines deciding, based on behavioral patterns, biometric data, who should be eliminated. No human judgment, no empathy, no questions asked. Just a cold, automated, algorithm-based calculation of risk. And here comes the question that no one wants to answer. Who programmed this algorithm? And with what intention? And if that hasn't already sent a shiver down your spine, consider this. An AI trained in the United States recently passed the bar exam, the official test that assesses whether a person is fit to practice law in the country. In other words, AI has already mastered logic, legal language, text interpretation, and argumentation to the point of competing with human beings in one of the most complex areas of knowledge. Now think with me. How long until she replaces lawyers, judges, and who knows, maybe soon, even politicians? Do you realize what is happening? Advancement is so rapid that systems are overcoming professional, ethical, and moral barriers before society even has time to react. The line between human control and algorithmic autonomy has already been crossed, silently, and many are still living as if this were all science fiction. The truth is that there is already an AI capable of perfectly simulating your voice with just a few seconds of audio. She may call your mother pretending to be you. You can create audios with your timbre, your pauses, your slang. What's more, you can do this with anyone on the planet. Now think, what happens when this power falls into the wrong hands? What if it already fell? How many decisions, how many crises, how many recent scandals could have been based on false evidence created by artificial intelligence? But the question that should really be on your mind right now is, if AI already makes decisions on its own, what else is it doing that we haven't discovered yet? There is a huge risk that we are underestimating something that has already silently surpassed us. And worse, no brakes, no clear laws, no leaders prepared to deal with it. OpenAI knows that. Elon Musk knows this. And every day that passes without a serious and transparent debate on this topic, more power is being transferred to machines. And you? Are you just watching, or are you going to be part of this conversation? Because now I want to hear from you, right here in the comments. Do you believe that AI is already making decisions on its own? If yes, write, "She has already decided for us," in the comments. And if you still have questions, write, "I want to see where this goes." Your participation helps this video reach more people who need to open their eyes. We're just getting started, and what comes next will change your perception of the world even more. You may think you are in control. Who chooses what he consumes, what he believes, what he shares? But what if I told you that has much of what you think today been induced by a machine? Not one person, not a secret group of manipulators, but an artificial intelligence trained to understand your patterns, your habits, your emotional weaknesses. This is already happening, and the scary thing is that most people doesn't even notice. It all starts subtly. You open Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and the content seems magical, tailor-made. But who is deciding what appears on your feed? Who chooses the videos you watch? What news will you read? The narratives that you will repeat in bar conversations or at the dinner table? The answer is simple and alarming. All him. It analyzes your clicks, your scrolling speed, time you spend on a post. She knows when you are sad. She knows what irritates you. She even knows which title will make you click. And with that, it shapes your behavior. This invisible manipulation is a modern way of social control, and you are already inside this system. What seemed like just content recommendations is now one of the most powerful influence tools in the history of humanity. What you see defines what you believe defines how you act. You are being trained by algorithms without realizing it. This is the new war, and the battlefield is your mind. But this isn't just about social media. This is directly affecting your financial life, your job, and the future of the global economy. AIs are already making decisions on stock exchanges, analyzing data at superhuman speed, and making market-shaping transactions before any human even knows what is happening. And meanwhile, thousands of people around the world are being replaced by machines. Customer, service worker, writers, analysts, even software developers. Functions that took years to master are being eliminated by lines of code that learn in weeks. Have you ever noticed how supermarket cashiers disappear? How do apps do the work of 10 people with one click? This is just the beginning. Technological unemployment is not a future prediction. It is a silent reality. And what is most cruel? No one is taking responsibility. There is no global plan to relocate millions of workers who will be left behind by intelligent automation. The advancement of AI is being driven by economic interests rather than a vision of the common good. And it's not just about jobs, it's about identity. When you start relying on AI to make decisions, it starts to rewrite who you are. What happens when we let machines decide what is true? What is beauty? What is success? We are facing a phenomenon where artificial intelligence, it's not just shaping society, it's redesigning the human being. OpenAI and other corporations know this. They know they are dealing with a force that surpasses any previous technology, and yet they continue to accelerate. Because the more advanced the AI, the more power it delivers, more control, more predictability over the masses. It's no longer a question of if AI will dominate, but rather of when did it start, and we didn't even see it. Do you feel in control of your digital life? Or have you started to realize that something strange is behind your intimate decisions? Tell me in the comments, do you feel like AI is shaping you? He writes, "This has already started. If you believe we are living in this reality right now." Or, "I'm still waking up." If you feel like something isn't right, but you're still trying to figure it out. Your comment might wake someone else. Let's continue this conversation, because what comes next will make you even more uneasy. This is just the beginning. With each new video, we delve deeper into this web of secret, hidden connections and invisible decisions that are already shaping your future. So now is the time to be part of this movement of awareness and real information. Click subscribe and turn on notifications so you receive the next alert the exact moment it goes live. And if you've made it this far, you're one of the few who are truly awakening. I want to know that you are with me on this journey. Comment below. I saw what they try to hide. Only those who made it to the end will understand the power of this phrase. Let's go together, because the next video could reveal something even more disturbing. and you need to be there to see it. And now that you understand how much artificial intelligence is infiltrated in our daily lives, shaping decisions, controlling information, and redefining the future, it's time to go even deeper. In the next video, you will discover which corporations are really behind this silent advance, who profits from the chaos, and what Elon Musk knows about the plans that have not yet been revealed to the public. Get ready to connect the missing pieces. What comes next will transform everything you think you know about technology, power, and OpenAI's true role in this game. See you there.